the sports minister this week on Wednesday, when there was a debate going on about why the Black Stars performed badly, was queried on why the team camped in Qatar for a tournament that was supposed to take place in tropical Cameroon. Well, he provided an interesting answer to that, which we're going to have a look at today. We're also going to talk about the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino. He posed a comment as a reason for choosing a biennial World Cup to favor African nations, who he said would benefit from it mostly because it will prevent them from looking to migrate outside of Africa in order to seek greener pastures, quote unquote, and opportunities. He said the World Cup will go a long way, 2-year World Cup that is, will go a long way to alleviate that. It has got a lot of people fuming and talking. We'll look at that statement and what he has said in response to clarify what exactly he meant. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. Before we listen to what the sports minister said was the reason for the Black Stars camping in Qatar for a tournament that was going to be played in tropical Cameroon, we'll have a look at some of the suspension news coming in from the African Cup of Nations, which is on a 2-day break. Today there will be no games. Tomorrow it starts all over again, the quarter-final games. 2 days they will be played. And now Comoros, who played versus Cameroon just this Monday, have been fined. Yes, unfortunately, Comoros have been fined heftily. Why? Well, a $5,000 fine for failure to respect jersey numbers. If you watch that game, you'll see that 3 was taped at the back of the makeshift goalkeeper, left back cam goalkeeper, and $5,000 has been fined them for not making the right jersey number available at the back for the player. A $10,000 for non-compliance of COVID protocols, a $2,000 for delay of the match caused by the players, and suspend goalkeeping coach Mr. Padovani for 3 matches for disrespectful behavior. Quite a huge hit for this island nation to take. But Comoros have us all in their hearts. They have performed gallantly and they will forever be in our hearts. Unfortunately, they have to pay these hefty fines issued by CAF. Well, let's move on to the main story. And on Wednesday, there was some comments in Parliament about the performance of the Ghana Black Stars. Well, apparently, according to Sadiq Adams' tweet here, the Speaker of Parliament has asked for a report on the performance of the Black Stars, and that will determine if it is worth playing Nigeria in the World Cup qualifiers. Quite interesting. But the sports minister looked to explain why the Black Stars chose to camp in Qatar, cold Qatar, especially when we were preparing for an African Cup of Nations tournament in Cameroon. Hot, dry Cameroon. Let's have a listen to what he had to say.
For consideration, preparation and our participation in the Afcon, the plan was to camp in Qatar, Doha. And the ministry, the GFA gave reasons why it is important to go and camp in Qatar. And as explained or stated by the minority leader, one of the reasons why the ministry agreed with the GFA for the team to camp in Doha, Qatar, was the reason being that Ghana have opportunity of qualifying for the World Cup. And we are currently going to play Nigeria. And if eventually we have opportunity of qualifying, it's only important that our players are acclimatized. They are used to the environment where they are going to play if eventually we qualify for the World Cup.
So there you have the sports minister there explaining why the Black Stars chose to camp in Qatar instead of any other place, which would acclimatize for the weather conditions. You heard him loud and clear yourself, and it was quite interesting to hear myself when I found this on social media. He said that they were thinking of the World Cup, which gets you thinking. Probably that is why Milovan Rajevac was so insistent that the Black Stars World Cup campaign, qualifying for the World Cup, was his main focus. They were not even interested in the African Cup of Nations, because why would you say that the reason why you camped in Qatar was to acclimatize for a tournament which you have not even qualified for yet, which you are yet to play the final round of qualifiers for. Yes, you can tell me they are being optimistic, they are doing all that, but no. The immediate and pertinent one was the African Cup of Nations, and the players went to camp in Qatar, and you agreed because of this reason, which I don't think is a solid enough reason to go camping there. But they did go camp there, and we saw how it ended. Even Algeria themselves went to camp in Qatar, and they also had an abysmal Afcon 2022. Well, as to whether that was a factor in it, you cannot deny the fact that it proved probably pivotal in the players' acclimatization to conditions in Cameroon, but it was not the right decision. That is why they went to camping there. You cannot be jumping the gun like that. It was quite funny to hear that, and the minister really raised eyebrows with this comment here. It's quite interesting. They are looking to assess the Black Stars and see if it is worth playing Nigeria in the World Cup qualifiers. I would say I would do the same thing for them. Look at this decision here being made by them, the ministers who you think would know better. But hey, it has happened, and that is the reason he gave for that in Parliament. Let me know what you think in the comments box. My next story has to do with FIFA boss Gianni Infantino, who earlier this week was speaking at a European Council meeting, where he looked to buttress the points and defending his stance on a biennial World Cup. He looked to make the position that a biennial World Cup would benefit Africa, in the sense that it would make it more lucrative. I don't know how he's pictured this, but it will make it better for African players or Africans not to migrate outside to seek opportunities in terms of football. He said a biennial World Cup will equal the playing field for all around the world, especially those in Africa. Let's have a listen to what exactly he said concerning the benefits of the biennial World Cup, most importantly to Africa.
I understand in Europe the World Cup takes place twice per week because the best players are playing in Europe. So in Europe there is no need for additional possibilities and events. But if we think about the rest of the world, and also if we think about Europe, the vast majority of Europe who doesn't see the best players, who doesn't participate in the top competitions, then we have to think about what football brings, which goes beyond the sport. Because football is about what I was saying at the very beginning, about opportunities, about hope, about national teams, about the country, about the heart, about the joy, about the emotion. And we cannot say to the rest of the world, give us your money, if you have or happen to have a good player by coincidence, give us the player as well, but watch us on TV. We need to include them. We need to find ways to include the entire world, to give hope to Africans so that they don't need to cross the Mediterranean in order to find maybe a better life, but more probably death in the sea. We need to give opportunities, and we need to give dignity, not by giving charity, but by allowing the rest of the world as well to participate.
You heard him there, Gianni Infantino, talking about why a biennial World Cup will benefit Africa, and it has got a lot of people livid and angry. Is he trying to say that if we organize a World Cup every 2 years, people would not want to play outside again? Is that what I understand by what he said? Because that is wrong. Because first of all, if there's a biennial World Cup, it would mean that the African Cup of Nations would not hold as much value anymore. Even right now, it's not holding as much value. A lot of people, especially the opposition by European clubs, wanted it to be cancelled, postponed, whatever. Even with the recent incidents that happened, people wanted it to be cancelled. So I don't know how a biennial World Cup, which will overshadow the African Cup of Nations, would help in any way. And also the fact that he said it will help prevent players from migrating, because in Europe, they have a World Cup every twice in a week because the best players play in Europe. I beg to differ. The best players don't play in Europe. It only seems that way because Europeans have invested in their infrastructure. A lot of great players are in Africa here. A lot of them. So the focus should rather be on improving the local leagues in Africa and in making it possible to prevent the brain drain, where players who are in a local league, especially in Ghana, would only see that it is possible to make more money outside because of the investment and infrastructure and sponsorships that comes there. Focus on building local league football if that is what FIFA wants to do, which I don't think is the purpose of FIFA. The local football associations have to do that. But if FIFA president is saying that, I think this is a much better approach. But Gianni Infantino has reacted to it, and he said that given that certain remarks made by me before the Council of Europe earlier today appear to have been misinterpreted and taken out of context, I wish to clarify that in my speech, my more general message was that everyone in a decision-making position has a responsibility to help improve the situation of people around the world. If there are more opportunities available in Africa, but certainly not limited to that continent, they should allow people to take these opportunities in their own countries. This was a general comment, which was not directly related to the possibility of playing a World Cup every 2 years. So he has come out to clear the air on it, says that it was a general statement. He wasn't specifying geographically to Africa. And I think, okay, we can let him off the hook for that. But his comments there sounded quite off to me. Not the best way to really push for a 2-year World Cup, which Beatty are already in a position of. So that has been it for today. FIFA's president has cleared his comments on the Biennial World Cup and how it would benefit Africa more than any other continent. We've also heard from the sports minister, who says the Black Stars camped in Qatar to acclimatize for the World Cup, which they have the opportunity to qualify for. Quite interesting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the weekend.